Welcome back to the New Music Alliance Radio Hour. I am Mistress Miriam, and I am here with David Sokol and Mark Sherry. And you just heard the Green Sisters singing Too Many Roads, the Chicks, Wide Open Spaces, Rosie Porter and the Neon Moons, and Emmylou Harris singing Luxury Liner. Let's just start talking about the Green Sisters and the Chicks.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about the Chicks first.
Well, sure, we can talk about the Chicks. There's
the Chicks.
So the Chicks.
It's so very new.
I just, found out about this yesterday myself. So I think probably most of our listeners don't even know about it. So what it is that basically the Dixie Chicks decided to change their name. Because of obviously the connotations that people might have about the name the Dixie Chicks.
It is happening. It's also good, I think, just to remember also that the Dixie Chicks, when they were called the Dixie Chicks, were hugely popular. That first record, or the first the song that we heard, Wide Open Spaces, which is the title track of their first big album, breakthrough album, sold 12 million copies, and their follow-up album sold another 10 million. So and that was in 1960. I'm sorry, in
1960.
1998.
They were alive,
but they were huge. And Wide Open Spaces, recorded by the group formerly known as the Dixie Chicks, was number one. That single was number one for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. So
that's an amazing.
That was huge. They were really, really big. And Mark, I love the way those two songs go together. I think the Dixie Chicks, now the Chicks, and the Green Sisters, those two were, they were meant to be played together.
I agree. And I'd like to point out about these two groups, I guess, just musically as a singer is, the Green Sisters, when I, first heard of them and found out that they actually are sisters, and the harmony that they create.
Yeah.
Which is, one could say, because they're sisters, they make that harmony. But the Chicks also have this history of making this beautiful harmony. And when you hit the chorus of Wide Open Spaces, that just comes in. It's beautiful harmony.
Yeah, well, the Green Sisters, their harmony all throughout that song, Too Many Roads, is just beautiful. And they're, by the way, from the central Massachusetts area around Hubbardston, Mass. And they were finalists at last year's Valley Music Showcase, and actually came in second overall for the year.
Yeah, they were fabulous.
They definitely were fabulous. And I really believe that, they have a great future, and they write some great songs. Their harmony, they're multi-instrumentalists. They all play several instruments, and during shows, they switch instruments almost every other song. It's pretty cool to see. So
they must have grown up in a really cool household.
I bet.
All I can say, I would have loved to have seen that childhood.
Yeah, and so before that,
we started the set with a pairing of Emmylou Harris's Luxury Liner and Rosie Porter and the Neon Moons, and that's the Luxury Liner is the title track of Emmylou Harris's third album. It's written by her mentor, Graham Parsons. And if you're fans of Graham Parsons, he really discovered Emmylou Harris and featured her on his first couple solo albums, which were Grievous Angel being one of them, which is fabulous records. And
this wasn't her original genre that she worked in, but she completely fell in love with it. And thank God she did.
Yeah.
And that song, I think, has some. I particularly love the bass in that song. I just think the bass player is great. And,
the bass player is Emily Gordy, who was later went on to marry Patty Loveless, who I think we've played on our New Music Alliance pairing show before. But Emery Gordy's the bass player, and the fiddler is Ricky Skaggs on that record. It's really, really cool.
Oh yeah, and Dustpan Rag, which is the Rosie Porter and the Neon Moons song. I just think that sounds so good. There's such great guitar work on that song. Rosie's she's got that genre sounds just nailed. She
Yeah.
really does. And
Yeah.
I love the message in there about, good riddance to at least she ain't coming back again. I love that.
Big theme in country music, and that track swings also.
Yeah, I think those two go so clean
Yeah.
together. I think that Dustpan Rag song, the Rosie Porter and the Neon Moons, is from their EP called Just Like Old Times. It came out last year.
Mistress Miriam, can you tell us what have we got coming up for our next block?
Okay, in our next block, we're going to hear Laurie Anderson, The Day of the Devil, and Michelle Chamuel, her track Wake Up. So enjoy. We'll be back.